Hi and welcome to another video here on my channel, Morbid History. I know it's been a while, but I'm feeling better now, so I decided to do a little true crime case for you to get myself back into the swing of things. And in this episode we're traveling back in time to a small village called Eskult in Sweden 1755. We're going to tell the tragic tale of a young woman and the sad choices which led to her ruin. I'm going to include footage from the farm and house she grew up in, so yeah, sit down, relax, and let's get into it. So, this case starts in the tiny village of Eskult. Eskult was founded in the 1600s and was a thriving farming village up until the 1800s. In this tiny village, in the house called Göttas, in 1722, a young girl called Kirstin Eriksdotter was born. Kirstin was the youngest of 8 siblings, and her mother was 50 when she was born. The house was very full and there were plenty of mouths to feed. This meant that Kirstin, of course, very young, had to take up employment at a manor close by. It was a manor farm called Cemetary, and it soon became her entire world as young maids worked from early morning till very late. A place of constant labor and, as whispers suggested, scandal. She had caught someone's eye, and it wasn't a very good eye to catch. It was none other than, of course, the man of the manor, an officer called Järnsköld. Rumors say that he forced himself upon her. The other maids had noticed that she had gotten bigger and smaller. They also had noticed that she had been given the tasks of going into the officers' quarters more often than the others, to warm the room up, lighting fires and doing laundry, bringing it in and out of the room. And all that gossiping finally could not be contained in the small world of their workplace. As the scandal grew and grew and the county sheriff came to question her, a very grim and terrible situation unfolded. What he did was that he would take Kirstin into the nearest farm and take 3 women that were seen as good and proper, and they would milk her. A very medieval method of confirming pregnancy. And of course it yielded results, as she had indeed milk in her bosom. The thing is that this was something that was done even without suspicion sometimes, like a yearly milking of all the maids just to see that they had not been pregnant. This milking would seal her fate. Kirstin, 21, scared to death by this point, I can only guess, denied. But after some very harsh interrogations and of course the presence of the milk, she had no real out of the situation. And after the harsh inquest, Kirstin's secret unraveled. Yes, cat?
I'm sorry, I need to go give my cat some food because she won't be quiet otherwise. Please like, comment and subscribe. It's super duper helpful to the fragile hermit teacup. Yeah. Give the algorithm a boost. Thanks.
In the solitude of the attic that was her sleeping place and her sanctuary, you could say, she had given birth to a very frail, pale, you could call her sickly, premature girl. In the court documents I read that she said that she could see blood trickling from the corners of the poor baby's mouth after she had entered the world. Faced with this terrible reality up in that attic, all alone, she made the very haunting and life-changing choice of suffocating her baby girl. After the deed was done, she of course could not have been feeling her very best. Haunted by this death of her baby girl, she sought refuge in spirits. After drinking a very, very large amount, her senses quite dulled and numbed from the entire ordeal, and her resolve quite hardened, she took the afterbirth and burned it in the kitchen fire. She wrapped the baby and stumbled out into the night and threw the baby into the nearest lake. Waking up from that one could not have been a very easy morning. Either way, these actions, fueled by a scared young woman, lots and lots of liquor, sealed her fate. So yeah, after all this, of course they now knew what had happened, and the only thing left now was the man of the matter, Jan Sköld, and his part of the problem, of the crime, of the whole thing. He was also taken into custody, but was quickly released because a friend in the military could vouch that he had been in service when the baby should have been conceived. Since we know that the baby was premature, we can't really pinpoint when it was conceived. Either way, he was released, completely released, and no burden fell upon him at all. That was not the case for poor Kirstin, of course. She was taken to Älvsborgs fästning pretty quickly, and at the age of 23, she was separated from her upper part and then burnt at the stake. This is indeed a very tragic case of how young women who had no choice really in the matter, like of course she could have done things differently, but like the life of a single mother, a father who would probably not help at all, the baby being frail, there's just so many things. I can't see how she could have acted any differently. It must have been a terrible, terrible situation to end up in. And for Jan Sköld, the old man, he just waltzed out of that one, and as far as I know, his wife died and he married someone younger and lived his life just as usual. So yeah, that was the tragic case of poor Kirstin Eriksdotter and the ways history has failed young women. just felt that I needed to clarify that I am not condoning what Kirstin did. Murder is never okay. I just feel like it's terrible how young females in lower positions could be used and abused and discarded in this way. She could have done things a lot differently, of course, but then she would have been in a society where she would never have been welcomed again. Even if the baby survived or not, she would have been a total outcast if this got out. I just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Please comment down below what you thought. I love to read your comments, even though I've been very bad at replying lately. I've just been so out of it the past few months, and if we want to go into personal details, of course, I started ADHD meds for almost 6 months ago, but they started making me feel really icky, and we think that it's because of Effexor, and so I stopped Effexor a few weeks ago, like slowly. Everyone on my Patreon already knows this. I've been posting so many cringy and personal vlogs way over there. But for you guys, just so you know, I'm starting to feel better finally after getting most of it out of my system. I'm back, I guess, and I'll be uploading more frequently from now on. Again, Spooktober was a bit of a letdown for me because I had so many plans, but I can only do my best from now on. So yeah, stick around and I'll see you soon. You're all amazing. Thanks for being patient with me. Giant hugs, stay hydrated, stay amazing, and bye-bye. Giant thanks to all my lovely patrons, and check down below for ways to support my channel. Thanks!